Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Let's Get Ready Network. I'm Adelia. That's my buddy Snark. This is Starting 11, our Premier League recap show, and lots to talk about this week.
Lots to talk about. First, you get to talk about us. This is episode number 100.
Yep.
Hit triple digits. Take that,
I can't,
Mom.
I can't believe we've done 100 episodes of this. It doesn't feel like 100 episodes.
Feels like 80 still. You know what? It still feels like 80. On to it, though, because there's too much. We could celebrate. We could celebrate however we want. There's a lot to talk about. Last week, the windows now closed. January windows closed. We had a regular match week.
I think we were both happy at the end of this match week.
We were both happy. I think one of us was a little happier with their team than the other one.
Perhaps slightly.
Yeah, we'll get into that. And yeah, well, and the window is very well. I wouldn't even say similar kind of windows between the two clubs, but we'll talk about that too. We're gonna start off. First match of the week is at the City Ground, and Forest coming off a 5-0 beatdown at Brentford.
Yeah.
Paid it forward. They paid it forward this week.
Paid it forward and some.
Yeah, poor Brighton. Yeah, not great. They didn't show themselves well. Although Matt Sells, I'll say this before we get into the score. He was pretty good, especially earlier on. He kept them in the game early. But Lewis Dunk, betrays his team. Gets an own goal to get the thing started. Chris Wood with a natural hat trick in this one. 17 goals on the season for him. Morgan Gibbs-White had a goal. Who else? Nico Williams scored. Jado Silva. 7-0 Forest win.
Yeah.
Huge. It was this is something you don't see often, especially when Southampton's not playing. I'll say that too. Met Sells with the 5 saves. There's nothing positive to say for Brighton. You know what I mean?
Brighton were awful.
They were terrible. They fall to 10th. Somehow they're still in 10th spot and they look that bad.
Yeah. Somehow they're still in the top 10 of the table. Forest saved all the goals they should have scored last week for this week, I guess.
Yeah.
It was crazy to wake up and see the scoreline when
I was awake. At least it kept me awake. You know what I mean? If I was going to be up, I might as well have something to do. And it was just counting goals. I counted so many, I almost fell back asleep. For goodness sakes, I'd rather count goals than sheep.
instead of counting sheep.
That's right. You got it exactly right. All right. So just a bit of news for these two with the window closing. Forest, nothing major except for ending the loan spell of James Ward-Prowse, who I honestly had forgotten he was even there.
I had too, until I heard that news that he was going back to West Ham, and I was like, oh yeah, he was at Forest.
Ridiculous. Bigger news coming out of Brighton, and that's them sending the young Irishman, Evan Ferguson, over to West Ham?
Yeah. I don't really get that one.
I guess maybe they're looking for him to go, but with Jared Bowen there now,
they are still down Mikel Antonio, so I guess he's sort of taking that spot, but I don't know.
How would you want this kid to play? Isn't the goal for the kid to play?
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. It's not like you said. It's like Forest or Chelsea now. They're loaning out their strikers to clubs that don't use them.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's weird. It's definitely weird. We will see how much he plays at West Ham, but I'm not guessing much.
And you think this is showcase, hopefully showcasing him so they can sell him in the summer. But whatever. Brighton has always made weird business, and Chelsea's always been there to overpay for it. So there you go. Except for Caicedo, who's worth every penny. I guess Cucurella's been good too. All right, moving on. Everton. Speaking of Chelsea loans that haven't really worked out with Armando Broja, but I thought he gets injured. It looks like they're going to end the loan spell, send him back. That didn't happen. I was surprised by that. Oh, well. Anyways, Everton taking on Leicester. Leicester, coming. Maybe a step in the right direction for Leicester. And
No.
10 seconds into this game, it's done, and they lose.
Yeah.
It took them 10
10
seconds to
seconds.
lose this
Yeah.
match. It was
Fastest goal scored in the Premier League this year.
Yeah, it's the fourth quickest of all time. Jordan Pickford with that nice. You say what you will about Jordan Pickford, but he can put a deep ball in to a spot.
You can.
But
Yeah.
Adoli Doucouré, like, what's with the Leicester back line? How is he allowed to just run into this thing, go untouched into the box and score? It's unbelievable.
It's like they forgot that they were supposed to be playing defense and we're just watching.
Terrible. Beto scores gets a couple before halftime as well, and then Endai also scores later on in the second half to end the scoring. Leicester only gets the one shot on target the entire match. Toffee's won 3 in a row now, which is it's a big deal for them. They're 9 points clear of relegation, so you imagine they should be okay. It's a quiet window for them. They brought in Carlos Alvarez from Flamengo. That's really about it. Leicester brought in Wayo Koulibaly from Parma for £3 million for some reason. And then they sent away like 7 on loans. Tom Cannon transferred over to Sheffield United. All the big names. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
There's nobody you'd really ever know. And as of our 100th episode here, David Moyes still has a job in the Premier League.
He still has a job, and I'd say deservingly still has a job. He's done a fantastic job with Everton since he came back there. And it's kind of crazy how much better they're playing under David Moyes than they were under Sean Dyche.
He's going to keep them in the Premier League for the new stadium. And then after that, who knows? Probably right back. Probably down right after this.
Probably back to another relegation battle next year, but who knows?
Yes. Okay, moving on. There's so much. Bournemouth. They get to host the table toppers, league leading Liverpool. And we're just going to go straight to the 27th minute. Lewis Cook. Does he clip Cody Gakpo? Or does Cody Gakpo just kind of clip himself when his toe hits the ground?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
It definitely was one of those ones where I wasn't sure about the penalty call.
I didn't like the call. I didn't like how quickly it was pointed. I don't know. It looked like the ref was looking from a poor position. And then you look at the VAR, and they're showing things from across the pitch. They're not even zooming in. They're like, this is probably right. He's probably right. Let's just go with
one of those it's one of those ones where since he called it on the pitch, I think they had to find reasons to keep it called on the pitch. And zooming in, I don't think they really looked for a reason not to keep it the call on the pitch.
Right. They're like, nah, it's Liverpool. They need all the help they can get these days. So, of course, Mo Salah is going to step up. Of course, Mo Salah is going to score. No problem. But the Cherries were playing good.
I thought Bournemouth played pretty well in this game.
Yeah, David Brooks looks like he ties it, but I guess Milos Kerkez's leg hair or something like that was
offside. That one was close.
It was pretty close. 70 was it the 70th minute, 71st minute, something like that. Marcus Tavernier rifles that shot off the post, and it sits for Justin Kluivert. Justin Kluivert on that run of form, which has been so impressive, has it sit for him with an open net.
He should have.
And he puts it wide, and he doesn't just miss. He misses
by a lot. Yeah. He definitely should have scored.
I think I said in Discord, like, I don't think he's sleeping tonight. There's no way you could sleep after something like that. It's terrible. Mo Salah, of course, is going to get the insurance marker about 5 minutes after that. A nice, easy lob shot for him. And again, just too much space. How do you give this guy so much space in the box? He had all time. Like, the kick was so easy. He's like, he was bored by the time he was finished kicking the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. 21
goals.
Yes. 21 goals for Salah. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when he wore this shirt. I remember.
Still hasn't signed a new contract with Liverpool either.
This is ridiculous. How did they let this go so far? How did they let?
No.
like
Because
Virgil
he
van
can
Dijk too,
sign with another team now, can't he?
after this, during this part, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I
Because he
guess he
would
could.
have been able to sign with another team during the window,
I think
just
he's
for the
gonna wait.
summer.
I think he'll wait until some contracts get taken away, just so he can get more money. I don't
Maybe.
blame him. Mo. Go get your money, Mo. Money. That's what his
Yeah.
nickname should be. So there you go. Yeah. So of course, Liverpool stay up top, and the Cherries actually going to stay seventh as well. Liverpool didn't add anybody. They didn't do anything.
No.
I guess when
No.
you're on top and have a bit of a comfortable lead, you don't need to do anything. But that's even going back to summertime when all they pick up is Chiesa.
We've yet
So,
to really see what kind of player Arnie Slot wants.
yeah, I know exactly who he wants. Jurgen Klopp's players. They're doing
Yeah.
just fine for him. Yeah, he's doing
Yeah.
just fine. Oh well,
It will be interesting to see who the next player Liverpool does sign in the summer transfer window is,
it's
though.
not even signing his own players, which is
I
so
know.
strange.
It's
So
so
strange.
strange.
Yeah. As for Bournemouth, they bring in Julio Soler from Lannis. £6.6 million. Whatever, fine. It's not me.
Mhm.
They loaned out Philip Billings to Napoli, of course. Max Aarons goes to Valencia. Both those guys go with buy options, which is surprising, especially for Philip Billings. I like Philip Billings. I guess he wasn't
I do
playing,
too.
so
He
what are you
has
gonna do?
not been playing much this year, so I guess he needs some
Fell
playing time somewhere.
fell out of favor, I suppose.
Yeah.
And what is it? Vitality Stadium over there?
Mhm.
Not Vitality. Okay, moving on. Newcastle had been. I'm sorry if I'm bringing up Newcastle at a sensitive time for
It's
you.
fine. It's fine.
All right, that was better than me. I wasn't even in it. Okay, so Newcastle had been playing much better as of late,
Mhm.
but I think we ran into one of those days when Hyde just appears out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob Murphy puts the host ahead in the 37th minute. And Anthony Gordon pass that takes a deflection off of somebody, and then unlike with Kluivert, when he's got a wide open net, Jacob Murphy doesn't miss. So there you go, a little
Yeah.
fortuitous bounce, but that was really the last fortuitous bounce they had this entire
Mhm.
match. Tonali had that great opportunity from long distance, and he put it off the bar. I think
Mhm.
that would have been right up there, top 10 goals of the year, but missed
It would have been, yeah.
by that much. It's that lack of finish is going to haunt these guys. The second half, the flip gets absolutely the script gets flipped, and Fulham really start to take over, culminating in the 62nd minute with Raul Jimenez finishing a nice little passing play to knot it up. Alex Isak putting another one off the bar in the 76th minute really hurts because in the 82nd minute from an Andreas Pereira free kick, it's Douglas Luiz just putting just a little toe in the way, and that's all it took to score
Yep.
the winner. Fulham with I think a surprising victory over
Yeah.
Newcastle at St. James Park.
Mhm.
Maybe if it was at the Cottage, you wouldn't be so surprised. And what makes it so surprising that they win at St. James Park? It's the first time they've won there in 16 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to be fair, if it's not like Newcastle's been around for all those 16 years. Anyways,
That's true, but
Fulham move up to ninth now. Castle end the week in sixth, where a certain other club was when the week started. So there you go. We'll see what's happening with Newcastle's window. They got Lloyd Kelly moved out to JV. There was an obligation to buy there, and of course, Miguel Almiron back to Atlanta.
mhm. We talked about
Herman,
this last week,
yeah,
I think.
yeah. Just wanted to wrap up what their whole window was because anyhow, I had to take some questions on it today and stuff like that. It's like we knew Newcastle was in trouble for getting under for PSR,
Mhm.
uh, but so I don't think this is the end of it either because those aren't major moves. If they're worried about
No.
it, they're gonna have to get rid of a big one. One of the big
They're
ones gonna
gonna
have.
they're gonna have to sell Bruno Guimaraes or Isak in the summer.
Yeah, they sell Isak, their troubles are over,
Yeah.
but you sell Isak. That's cutting
Yeah.
off your nose to spite your
I
face.
think they're gonna try to sell Bruno
Makes
and keep
sense.
Isak.
That would be the play, but you have everyone knows that Newcastle's going to be not having the best bargaining position. They know they need to get money out and stuff like that, so people are going to be pretty hard on them.
Mhm.
Now, the only real move that Fulham makes is incredibly late in the window. So late that the guy who they signed was actually at the Chelsea match just an hour or so before. Willian going back on a free transfer to Fulham for the rest of the year. Always nice to see Willian play. It's just I don't appreciate those colors he wears. That's all. At least he could keep his house. You know what I mean? He's not too
He
far away.
Yeah, he's done well for Fulham in the past, so we'll see how
Mm,
this works out.
I don't like thinking about it. I hate it. Okay, moving on to the actual toilet bowl. Here we go.
Yes.
I guess maybe in English we could say the toilet derby here. Now, I would say to round out Sunday, I've written down that maybe it's the first of two shockers. I don't know if you could say it's the first of two shockers to round out the Saturday. You know what I
Um,
mean? They're both bottom size, but we
yeah.
like honestly, did we ever expect the Saints to win another match this
I
year?
did not expect Southampton to beat Ipswich. I didn't. Um,
No,
I don't think anybody actually did,
nope.
so I would call this a shocker, yeah.
Yeah, Joe Aribo scoring. It was against the run of play too, which was started out well. But Joe Aribo scores, put Southampton ahead 21 minutes in. Of course, it's Liam Delap that's going to equalize, and he does that on that breakaway. He gets free and just poor defending by Saints like we're used to.
Mhm.
3 minutes from time is Paul Onuachu. He gets a Yukinari Sugawara rebound to give Southampton the lead, to the win. So one thing is your old pal there, Aaron Ramsdale, was actually pretty good in this game.
He was, yeah. Hi,
Yeah, there's a
Brennan. How you doing tonight?
hey Brennan. Yeah, there was a couple of really decent saves he made to keep them in it. Now, I think he made 5 saves throughout the whole match, which is good. And this is a match that if the Saints don't win, they might as well just forfeit it, the rest of their games. This is one they have to do. So
Yep.
just going to their windows. Ipswich was pretty busy in January again with Jaden Philogene for Villa for like £20 million. That's free money for Villa. I don't see.
Yeah, that seemed like a lot for that.
Yeah, Julio Enciso brought in from Brighton on loan. And they got Ben Godfrey from Atlanta, and there was a whole bunch, just small
Yeah.
moves. They loaned out or transferred 12 players from their squad.
Yeah.
And Southampton brings in 6, and they get rid of 11, and
Mhm.
it's a whole bunch of you'd never know. You'd never know
Yeah,
these people
you
in a
never know.
million years.
Yeah. I like the Enciso move, the loan from Brighton, because I think he's pretty good. But the rest of it, I don't even know who these people are.
Nope, no idea. Anyways, that's why they're there where they are now.
Yeah,
Wolves take on Villa. This one was a surprise.
this was definitely a surprise. Yeah,
Latest edition of a Midland derby. Wolves get the opening goal 12 minutes in. Jean Riechner Bellegarde putting one short side on Emmy Martinez. I'm surprised that he really hit it hard, but Emmy
mm-hmm.
Martinez was right there. I'm surprised he didn't he make a
He
save.
should have saved it. Yeah,
Yeah, Cunha comes in 1-on-1 with the keeper in the 36 minutes. He puts the ball straight at Martinez. And then Gonçalo Guedes comes in and puts the ball wide. So Cunha comes in and yells at Guedes.
that's always a sign that things are going well.
I think that's a sign that Cunha is an awful teammate. He's an
Yeah,
awful teammate. This is what the third week in a row he's had a row with one of his own guys. It's
yeah.
ridiculous.
I do not want Mateus Cunha on my team after watching these last few weeks.
Well, I think because he didn't move, he's probably going to sign that extension now.
He
It
did.
just he signed it, so there you go. Yeah, it's going to be tougher. It's going to be tougher for someone to A, go after him, and B, actually just want him. I don't know. Like he can stay. He can stay at Wolverhampton for a little while and
Yeah,
think about what he's done. But also to be fair, Gonçalo Guedes does miss 3
he
big
does.
chances.
Gedesh misses a lot in this match.
Not something he'll put in his highlights. But what are you gonna do? Anyways, Jose Sa for Wolves was actually quite good in the match. He only had to make the 3 saves so to get the clean sheet, but he was a good force. He had very good distribution, I thought, as well throughout the match. Yeah, it's 2-0 Wolves. That's how it ends. Strange loss for Villa.
It
This is
is,
some
but Unai Emery has teams have these games where they should win and they should win comfortably, and they go there and they just have like no motivation because they know they're going to win and then they don't.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't even mention it was Cunha who scores the insurance goal, but that was like 8 minutes into extra
Yeah.
time. Uh, yeah, for Wolves, they've snapped a 4-game losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
They climb over Leicester into 17th. Villa is going to remain in 8th. Now, Wolves brought in Emmanuel Akbadou from Rennes, that household name.
Oh yeah.
£16.6 million they paid for this
Yeah,
guy.
that seemed a lot.
They brought in his teammate on a person like Marshall Manetzi on a permanent transfer as well. The big name probably in the transfer window this time probably signs with Villa on loan though. Marcus Rashford finally getting out of the mess
Mm-hmm.
at Old Trafford. He goes over there. They also loan in Axel Disasi from Chelsea. Hated to see him go. You know what I mean? I loved to watch
No,
him.
no, you didn't.
Not a huge fan. So he was like the 6th center back at Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to Villa now. Fun fact: the big rumor was him going to Tottenham, but he steadfastly refused it. So at least he's proper Chelsea in that way.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
that Chelsea did not want to loan players to Villa because they feel they're going to be directly competing with them for a Champions League spot. But it was Axel Disasi, so whatever. Axel Disasi then we might be helping ourselves out. Also, they wanted Joao Felix, but that was refused.
Yeah.
Tell you about how
Uh,
was it feel good.
Villa got Marco Asensio too, didn't they?
Yes, they get Marco Asensio. They also lose Jean Durant, and we talked about this before, of course, going over to Saudi Arabia. I just saw the news today, which I thought was interesting, that John Durant will be living in Bahrain for his entire tenure out there, or until he marries his girlfriend, because you are not allowed to legally live with a significant other unless you're married in Saudi Arabia. So that's a 300-mile commute for him to get to work. It's an hour and a half plane ride each time.
That's
Good news is
crazy.
he is absolutely loaded now. He got
He
his
is.
money. He's like,
He
who
did. He
cares?
got his money.
He gets
Yeah.
to have a nap. He gets to have a nap on the way to work. There you go. Congratulations to John Durant. All right, moving on.
That's crazy. Okay, moving on.
Oh, and I also should have said this too. Cunha gets that 98th minute goal and tears his shirt off for the meaningless yellow card 8 minutes into it,
Yeah.
and after the performance
I
he had, ridiculous.
I don't understand why that's a yellow card. I really don't.
Yeah,
Like, let him celebrate.
there's going to be worse stuff to talk about in a little
I
bit.
know there is. I
Yeah.
know, but
So, yes, just keep going because we're going to get to that match soon enough. But first, match that made me a little unhappy. I say this, and I said, "Is this the way my Sunday's gonna? Is this the way my Sunday's gonna go?"
mhm.
Which is not great. Brentford at home to your Tottenham Hotspurs.
No one's Tottenham Hotspurs.
Except
They're
for my
certainly not mine.
ridiculous, dumb friend Dan Miller. Big Spurs
And
fan. And of
our
course Trevor as well.
friend
Trevor Messon.
Trevor, for some reason.
Be better. All right. So I guess you can't. I guess you could say whenever Spurs is going to win now, it's a bit of a shocker. I would
Mm-hmm.
think. I think
Yeah.
it's certainly unexpected these days.
Unexpected. Yeah.
Yeah, they were winless in 7. On a
Mhm.
4-game losing streak. For goodness sakes, Brentford's at home at you know that wonderful G Tech Stadium, home to
Mhm.
17,000 people or something like that. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anyways, they're pretty gracious hosts. 29 minutes in.
Yep.
It's Vitaly Janelle deflecting a Sun Hung Min. Corner off his
It just hit him
back.
in the back and
Off
went in
his
the
back.
net. Yeah.
To go.
He didn't have much to do about this.
No. But he did turn his back on the play. He shouldn't have done it. Anyways, Pap Sarra gets the actual goal for Tottenham. That came late. That was only their second shot on net. Of course, the own goal didn't count. They had one extra one earlier on. Tottenham's still not shooting the ball.
No, they're not. They're
But
not doing well at all. I don't know how they won this game, honestly.
well,
But they did.
Brentford just failed to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that Pep Sarr goal, going 5-hole on Hakan Vladimir or
That's a name.
Valdemarson. Yeah, it sounds like a magic thing. Anyways,
Norwegian? That definitely sounds Norwegian.
yeah, I believe you're right. It is Norwegian. Now, yeah, the Brentford only put 4 shots on goal, so that's not going to help their cause. Their best chance comes from Jon Wissa, where he's in close and it just goes over the bar, but it would have been offside anyways. He was
Yeah.
offside by a stride, so yeah.
They had a very off day, Brentford, and Spurs took advantage of that, and I hate it.
It's something they haven't done very often this season. So, Brentford's a big move, sending Matt Schwarzleft to Wolfsburg. Wow, that's some good business.
Sure.
That's some good business, some tidy business. Now, I told you about Spurs trying to get Axel Disasi, him refusing to go there. They also tried to get Matisse Tell from Bayern. He refuses to go there. Then he looks for
At
a couple
first.
other places. He looks for a couple other places, and no one's willing to buy him outright at this point. So he accepts a loan move to Spurs. Poor guy. And then at the signing, I believe it was even in the medical room. Dan Levy comes up to him with an option, or he puts an option thing in the contract where yes, there's an option to buy, but only if Matisse Tell signs off on it. So they have 15, 17 games to
Convince him to stay.
To get him to stay. It's not gonna happen.
He's not gonna stay.
Why the hell would he? I was like,
Yeah.
I'm only 19 years old and I've already decided to quit ever winning trophies. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, he's not gonna stay.
No one's gonna do it. Okay. Moving on. I don't think this one is a shocker, but it's sure an interesting score, especially considering where it is. United at home to Crystal Palace. That dangerous Crystal Palace, who until recently couldn't score. Anyways, that team disguised, I should say, the team disguised as Man United. I think that's a nice way of putting it. Anyway,
I think so too.
They're trying to win their second in a row for the first time in quite a while. And early on, they get a post. They get a post hit by Kobe Manu, and things are the crowd's kind of into it now. Hey, I don't know why my thing just went away. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I will say this about Man United. I find it incredibly, just incredible that they managed to fire Eric Ten Hag, hire a new coach, and got worse. Because they're worse under Amorim than they were under Ten Hag by like a lot.
I like it.
And I find it very amusing.
I don't know which one's which. Yeah, try that one. Let's do it. Or just move this over and cheat and go. What's it? Will this one do it? Oh, I'm not having any luck here. Anyways, I'll keep going while I fool around here.
Okay, I was gonna say, why don't you leave and come back real quick?
Oh, I could do that and leave you alone on our 100th episode.
It's fine. I'll just talk about Man United and Crystal Palace a little bit.
Lucky. Okay, I'll try and I'll see if I can get back here. 1 sec.
Okay.
Oh, there's so many
So
buttons.
so many buttons. There we go. Crystal Palace, Man United. This is not really a surprise, although I think I did pick Man United in the predictions last week. But Crystal Palace, not you know, not as bad as they were at the beginning of the season. They've really improved under Oliver Glasner. 64th minute, John Philippe Mateta scores, and Snark is back, and his camera is on.
Yeah, same camera. I don't know. I got jinxed.
I don't
I
know.
guess maybe my webcam was made by the good people over at Manchester United. They've had enough of me bad mouthing them for the last I
But
don't know how
like
many months.
they're doing nothing, absolutely nothing to deserve anybody saying anything but bad stuff about them.
Yeah, Ruben, like Amarim is. I wonder if that's one. Well, like I'm a Chelsea guy. I was gonna say, is that one of the worst managerial hires you've ever done in season? And I just have to think back a couple of years. It's like maybe I don't think it is. I think there's been
It,
worse.
there's been worse, but like you expect at least improvement under a new manager, and they are not better. They're worse.
It's astonishing to watch, and you don't. I don't know how they're gonna get better. Like, do you
Yeah.
think like who they bring in? Patrick Dorgu? Is that the guy for them? That they have these high price wingers, kind of like us, that just don't do anything. One piece of good news for the rest of the league is that United failed to get rid of Garnacho. I'm
Yeah.
especially relieved considering all the evidence pointing to Chelsea trying to make a bid, for God's sakes.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Uh, in this game, they lost Lisandro Martinez to a probable ACL tear,
yeah, he won't be
which
back.
ends his season, obviously. So I guess they'll play Harry Maguire and Matthias Delict, which sounds like a great center back pairing to have.
Yep.
Um, they're a mess, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah,
I won't lie.
it was a delight. Them getting booed off the stadium. Uh, it was a delight. There was so much to enjoy. At this,
Yeah.
yeah, Harry Maguire, or as they say in the commentary, Harry Maguire.
Hmm.
That may be his worst game ever in a red shirt.
It was pretty bad. Yeah.
One thing I got to say about Everton's, transfer window. Of course, we took Trevor Chalobah back, and they graciously took Ben Chilwell from us. Ben Chilwell, who's played 45 minutes total for Chelsea this year, but it's just a season-long loan. Still having problems selling him, but maybe with a good spell at
Maybe.
Palace that
Yeah.
maybe we'll get somebody. So there's got to be some takers for Ben Chilwell. He's a European champion, for God's sakes.
He's a good fullback. Like somebody should take him.
Yeah, it's just not the kind that Maresca wants. He just wants a different
Yeah.
style of footballer. That was all. Anyways,
Yeah.
you're ready to talk about a different game?
Yeah, we should say Mateta scored the 2 goals in the
Yeah,
64th
JP Mateta.
minute.
Yeah,
And he was
who's been
really,
very
really
good,
good.
very good
Been
as
very
of
good
late for
lately.
Palace.
Yeah.
Where they go to find goals and whatever happened to Brandon. Why isn't he scoring? Anyways,
I don't know.
move on. You want to just
Moving
talk
on.
about this match? You want to just talk about this match and gloat for a bit?
I took a new sleeping medication this weekend and I overslept the start of this match. So I
Yeah,
woke up and it was already 3-1 Arsenal, and I was
yeah.
like, "Oh my god." And then I was like, "Wait, I can't turn this on right now because I might jinx it." So I didn't turn it on.
You
Uh,
didn't
I
jinx it.
I get superstitious like that sometimes. So I didn't turn it
That's
on, but
fine.
I have watched the full game after the fact. That was just the first half. We scored early, and then we sort of like we kept pressing them, but they also had a lot more of the ball, and you sort of felt that Holland's goal, which came in the early part of the second half, was coming. But it was like once Holland scored, um, they
Oh,
just they just took it up another level. And Party scored immediately, and Lewis Skelly scored a few minutes after that, which was fantastic. I love Lewis Skelly doing the Holland celebration after what Holland said to him in the Manchester City game at the Etihad earlier this year. Who the F are you? He said to Lewis Skelly during
Yep.
that match. And so Lewis Skelly is like, well, this is me. And the balls of that 18-year-old kid to do his celebration and sat there for like
his first ever Premier League
first
goal.
ever senior goal. I loved it. Gabrielle also, after the Martin Odegaard goal in the second minute, did sort of scream in Holland's face as he ran by to go celebrate. I enjoyed
Appreciated
that
that.
as well.
Appreciated it.
Kai Havertz sort of sealed the deal, which was already sealed basically because Man City weren't doing much of anything. And then Ethan Waneri, the 17-year-old wonderkind, in the 93rd minute, 5-1. I was very happy.
There was no one around him. He was yelling for the ball for 30 seconds. The ball's on the other side of the pitch.
Like this, and he was waiting. Declan Rice finally gets him the ball, and then he just goes and scores.
Yeah, I was
scored 7 goals already this year as a 17-year-old.
He's got a good team. He's got a good, maybe a bit of luck for him with Saka going down or whatever, being able to show that he can do things. But he was also good off the bench before Saka went down.
He may be playing more as well because in the League Cup semis tonight against Newcastle, Martinelli went off with a hamstring injury. They don't know the severity of it yet. He has to have a scan. So if we have to play someone on the right this weekend against, I think we're playing Leicester, then I say we start Waneri and not Raheem Sterling, because he's really our only other option.
You never start Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling was going to bring the best football he ever played to Arsenal. That didn't happen?
No, it has not.
At least it doesn't cost you guys very much in comparison to a certain other club that still has to pay him for so many years.
Yeah, I thought, who's the referee of this game again?
Oh, I can't remember.
Peter Banks. Peter Banks.
Peter
Peter Banks. I didn't remember you were the referee, so it tells me you did a good job in this game.
Considering last time, of course, it was Michael Oliver sending off Trossard with that ridiculous time-wasting second yellow. It seems like when there's a level kind of playing field that the pitch was definitely tilted in one favor. Yes, that is a very sweet revenge, I would imagine, for an Arsenal club. I do like also the Gabriel, I believe it was after the 4th goal scored or something like that, him doing the flyby on Holland, telling him to stay humble. That was also fun.
That was good.
They let Holland have it. This kid had it coming. He's had it pretty easy here.
I mean, like, he had it coming with the way he acted at the end of the Man City Arsenal game at the Etihad.
The ball in the back of the head. I was waiting for
Gabriel's head.
I was waiting for that the entire game.
Yeah, and the thing he said to Lewis Skelly and telling Arteta to stay humble, and then like Man City completely falling apart after that. Like, he deserved. The fans were on Holland the whole day too.
It's what kicked off their downfall, was that just his actions at the end of that 2-2 draw at the Etihad. It was so strange, so strange.
Losing Rodri had something to do with it, but also.
Well, yeah, but they signed a replacement for him. They spent more this window on what, 4 guys? I guess technically 5 than the rest of Europe combined. But no one's talking about that they spent £177 million on guys like Abdulkader Husanov or Omar Marmoush, who's actually I thought looked good in that Chelsea match.
I think Marmoush is a good signing. I don't know anything to think about Kusanov yet, except he had a horror first few minutes against Chelsea.
He was better after that first 10 minutes. They signed Nico Gonzalez for $60 million. Now, because they need someone for Rodri, but they spent $60 million for this guy, and he's going to sit behind Rodri next season. It's not like Rodri's retired. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know why players would go to Man City. I really don't. Because you're just going to sit on the bench. If you're filling in for a guy that's injured, when the guy that's injured comes back, you're sitting on the bench. Like Jack Grealish made that huge move to Man City, and he sits on the bench. Like I wouldn't want that if I was a player.
That's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. But a lot of these guys, it's about the CV and having trophies on it. They're getting paid an awful lot of money.
Yeah.
There's all the charges still. We heard about the charges that it's all going to get settled. Where's the charge?
Where's the settlement?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I think we're not going to hear anything until the summer, honestly.
They're going to do it quiet too because they're only going to fine them, which is again bananas. All right.
Anyways,
one thing.
That was a fantastic game, and it made my weekend.
Yeah, Arteta disappointed, he said today when asked about the window and not being able to get anybody. But you leave everything so late, and mind you, they don't have a sporting director.
They don't have a sporting director right now.
But going for Ollie Watkins that late, late when they knew John Duran was out the door, what were they thinking? That they were going to give up both strikers?
I don't know what they were thinking, honestly.
I
don't think that they would pay the price that Villa wants for Ollie Watkins. I mean, Ollie Watkins is 29 years old. It's not like he's a young kid. So, I don't know. But I think that it was better for them not to sign anyone than to sign the wrong guy in this window.
Yeah, unless you could have got somebody on loan.
Well,
for $5 million, you pay $8 million for someone on loan. There's got to be something.
Yeah, but I mean,
when you have no strikers
either, except we didn't have any outgoings either.
Yeah,
like even the Kieran Tierney back to Celtic deal never came about. Like
that's strange.
We just didn't sell anyone and didn't buy anyone and didn't bring anyone in on loan. We loaned out a few of the academy kids. That's it.
Yeah. You have to look to ownership here and say you got to get your ducks in a row. You guys are in second spot.
I think
bring somebody in who can make the decisions.
Yeah. I don't know why they haven't hired a new sporting director yet. I think maybe
we have two. You can have one of those. How about that?
Thank you. I think that there's been a few names tossed around for who could be the new sporting director. Like I'd kind of like it to be Thomas Rosicky because I think he's done pretty well at Sparta Prague. But I don't know what they're doing, but they better do something in the summer.
They have to do something in the summer. Too many times being the bridesmaid for Arsenal something's got to change. Okay, last match, Chelsea. I don't want to talk too much about it because the first half would make me very angry to recall it. I guess I should mention Graham Potter's return to Chelsea. I think he wasn't he wasn't like booed back into the tunnel or anything like that, but I don't think it was a warm reception back for Graham Potter. I think it was just a strange 6 months of our history. What else can we say about this match? Nico Jackson has now gone 8 goals, or 8 games without a goal. So there's that. Like if you guys need Jackson, we probably could have loaned him too because we loaned everybody else. Neto looked very good after he came on the second half. In the second half, okay, well, first we should, I guess, Chelsea had a bunch of chances. Everything's going wide. Enzo had a real good chance, and then no one's Cole Palmer putting one off the crossbar from a free kick and stuff like that. So we had chances. They just weren't clinical at all. Chelsea kind of looked going at maybe 3/4 speed to half speed for a home match. It was very strange. And then towards the end of the half, Levi Colwell with that awful back pass. Jared Bowen on his first game back has a little bit of extra energy. Side foots it. There's no chance for Philippe Jorgensen, who gets the nod today in favor of Brighton's former third choice goalkeeper. And when Jorgensen was announced, it was the biggest cheer of the entire day. Never mind the 2 goals. It was Jorgensen just going in for Sanchez. So Maresca, who early this year was making actual decisions at halftime, changing things, He had not done that for quite some time, but you could tell by when they came out in the second half, they looked quite different. And he wasn't waiting forever to get people to do something. As Jadon Sancho again, he looks good with the ball, but what are you going to do with it? He isn't doing much. They take him out. I think it was in the 52nd minute, and that's when Neto comes in. So he makes the changes, and Cuckoo goes in later. He replaces Jackson with Mark Yu, so he gets some Premier League time in. He's not just there for the cup matches anymore. But still only 18, 19 years old from Barcelona, so he's used to big time talent. And I guess the spotlight at the Stamford Bridge might be a little different than like the Bernabeu, but whatever. He looked
The
fine.
Camp Nou.
Yeah, sorry, Camp Nou.
Bernabeu's in Madrid.
I always get them mixed up. So he looked fine. He was as productive as Jackson's been for the last 8 games. So what are you going to do with that? But Graham Potter just parking the bus second half, something that we could never solve under him, and we solve it twice in this one. Now the first goal, the Neto one, still a lot of people are complaining. Maybe they're saying there was a foul on Colwell on Bowen and the lead up and stuff like that. I think it's just two guys coming together for the ball. It looked shoulder to shoulder to me. Like some guys saying shoulder to back. It's like, nope, that's shoulder to shoulder. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's something that a referee might have called for a foul, but this ref didn't call for a foul, and you play on. Like, you can't bring it all the way back to that to call off that goal.
And they sure looked a long time to see if it may have been grazed off a head coming over and stuff like that too. I can't remember who was jumping up for it. But you can't see the ball ever change course. So yeah, the goal finally stands. And then Cole Palmer, had some great chances in this game. He puts one just wide, and I said the one off the post. He takes a shot. It goes off of Juan Basuma and in. The ball was going towards the net. It clips off Basuma's back, but they make it an own goal to Basuma. They don't give the goal to Cole Palmer. And it's a winner. Chelsea wins. Great. We don't lose to West Ham. Great. We don't lose to Graham Potter's return at the Bridge. Great. But still, give Cole Palmer his goal. I don't understand that at all. Chelsea, remarkably busy window, but in a different way. This is getting rid of people, sending people out, bringing some people back. They have to bring back David Datro Fofana, for instance. I believe he was in Turkey. Gabby Slonina came back. I thought they would send him out again, but they didn't. So I guess now he's third choice. But rumblings are he's going to be out come this summer anyways, which I feel strange. Who else? Anselmino in from South America as well. That should be good, as well as bring back Jalaba. Sending Renato Vega to JV. And of course, on deadline day, Joao Felix to AC Milan. Okay. I don't, I think that's strange.
Paying you like 5 million quid for that, right?
It's ridiculous. I was like, okay, we'll take the money. Of course, it makes our cup runner here and the whatever it is, the conference league. The most important trophy in Europe, in my opinion, as of right now. It makes that a little different, just because we had him there as a winger. So I don't know if we start in Cuckoo in a spot, whatever it's going to be. They also sold Cesar Cassidy back to Torino. So I don't know. A strange window. We didn't bring anybody really in. There was nothing to, there's nothing for anybody to write stories about Chelsea and their pursuit of just throwing money around and stuff like that. So I guess it's a little stress free on the guys in the press box for them, but whatever. Chelsea back up to 4th spot, which is nice. I don't know if we're gonna keep 4th spot, but it's nice. And and just with West Ham, they just had bringing back Ward Prowse and then bringing in Evan Ferguson for whatever reason they did that for him. Yeah, and that's it. That was it for the week. That's it for the window.
It seemed like a very quiet window overall, other than Man City.
There was no huge names really. Well, besides
Yeah.
With Rashford and all that stuff, but that just seemed like an inevitability at some point.
Yeah.
And not a sale. It's just a loan. It's just a loan to the end with no
Alone.
option. He's gonna
Yeah.
head back to United so he can do all this crap again.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't
They
understand that,
deserve this
but
headache. They deserve
they
that.
do. They do.
They deserve it
All right.
forever.
Let's do predictions.
Yeah, let's do some predictions. You and Ferris both did well, or better than I did last week.
Yeah.
Once again, this is not a surprise. So there's no matches this coming week. We have to go.
Weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, this weekend. We have to go ahead to actually next Wednesday, when finally that little asterisk and the game in hand will be played. We got the final Merseyside derby at Old Goodison Park, Everton, Liverpool. Coming off the heels of FA Cup action, but you know it's still Everton and Liverpool. I don't see a way that Everton wins this match.
I don't either. I'm going Liverpool. I would love it if Everton surprised me and won this match, but I don't think they're going to.
It'd be funny.
Yeah.
Brighton.
I'll take a draw.
Sure. I don't think that's going to happen though either.
I don't think that's going to happen either.
Brighton is at the Amex to my Chelsea Football Club.
Chelsea.
Chelsea's going to win that match as well. Moving on, your Arsenal club gets to go face off with Leicester at the King Power.
I'm going to go Arsenal.
That's strange.
I'm concerned about Martinelli, but going Arsenal.
I'll tell you what, you sold me on it. You sold me. All right. Next.
I mean, it's still Leicester.
Exactly. Villa takes on Ipswich at Villa Park.
Villa.
Yeah, they got a rebound. A poor effort this week. I'm sure they're going to want to punish the Tractor Boys for it.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a fun match. Fulham hosting Forest at the Cottage.
I think it'll be a fun match. I'm going Forest.
I think Forest is going to win as well because I hate Fulham. There you go. How about this? This could be an interesting match. Maybe the most interesting match of the weekend. City hosts Newcastle. Which Newcastle is going to show up?
I don't know, but I'm going draw.
Smart. I'm going to go Newcastle.
Okay.
These guys are battling for positions now too, which could be a Champions League spot because it's very likely that England will get that 5th spot.
Yep.
Next, the Saints trying to make it 2 in a row. They get Bournemouth.
They will not. I'm going Bournemouth.
Bournemouth is going to win. West Ham hosts Brentford. Big London derby here.
Yeah, I'm going draw.
So many people care about it. I'm going to say Brentford wins this one.
Okay.
Palace and Everton. This could be a good match.
Yeah, Palace.
Going Palace. I'm going to go draw for this one.
Okay.
Then we get Liverpool's second match of the week, and their scheduled match for Matchweek 25. They get to play Wolves.
Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool, and they're at Anfield. What are you going to do? Of course, they're going to win that match. And then, if there's ever a way 2 teams could lose one match, this would be the one to watch. But it's Spurs versus Manchester United.
Draw.
This is at the old broken down toilet in North London. You go draw. I like that. I like that call too. I can't pick a winner. You know what I mean? Draw sounds fun. Draw sounds fun.
Pick a winner. So I'm going draw.
Hedge some bets. There we go. Good.
All right.
That's it for 100 down. Adelia.
100 episodes of this show. It's kind of crazy.
It's bananas. Now we can get syndicated.
That would be really funny.
Yes.
But thank you everyone who joined us today, and for those who are watching on replay or listening on the audio feed. We appreciate you spending a little bit of your time with us talking about the Premier League. Snark, where can people find you?
Well, we're not done with the live broadcasts this week, Adelia. Tomorrow over on our entertainment channel, Rewatchers Cancel, we'll be back live 5 Central. That's 6 Eastern time. remembering correctly.
Mhm.
Talking Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Can't wait to do that with you. Is it Helpless we're talking about this week? What are we talking about
We
this week?
did
No, the
Helpless
Zeppo.
last week. This
It's
is
the
the Zeppo.
Zeppo. The
Yeah.
Zeppo this week. The most Xanderish episode we'll probably ever watch. So there you are.
Yeah.
No LGRN after Snark this week, but we'll be coming back to that very soon. That's the show I do weekends with Danny. Adelia, how about yourself?
Well, you can find me on the Rewatchers Council there, like Snark said. Right after that Rewatchers Council episode tomorrow, I'm going to join Brandy and Star to record an episode of What on Earth Are They Wearing for the Grammys. There's some interesting things we need to talk about, including Kanye West's wife,
Oh
who
boy.
was completely naked on the red carpet. So we'll talk about that. That'll be coming out sometime this weekend. Well, because we're just recording it tomorrow. We're not going live. But
Fun.
you can also find me on the Daredevil post credits that we've been doing over on the Entertainment Channel. We're rewatching Daredevil, the old Netflix series, in anticipation of Daredevil Born Again, which is coming out March 4th. We are up to episode 12 of. We've watched through episode 12 of the first season. So we'll get episode 13 watched and our season finale recap out soon, probably tomorrow, after the Rewatchers Council and after What on Earth Are They Wearing.
What a
I don't know what's
busy
happening.
day. Busy
It's very
days.
it's busy. It's
Yeah.
very busy. And yeah, that's where you can find me. You can also, if you're interested in supporting the channel, like and subscribe like and share this video, subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to give us a little bit more support, you can join us over on our Ko-Fi page, ko-fi.com/LGR_network. $3 a month is where the tiers start. And then, yeah, you can be a guest on this show if you want. There's a tier for that. So,
Oh boy.
but thank you everyone for joining us. We appreciate you. And until next time, we are out of here.